Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we are going to continue our discussion on the topic of databases. Today is going to be a hands-on lecture, so I'll not be covering slides. Please pause the lecture video here and download the template notebook file for today's lecture along with movies.db database file. Also download the .png image files. The template notebook file asks a set of questions about the movies database file. I'll be answering majority of those questions as part of today's lecture. For the questions that I leave out for you to try on your own, you can verify your answers by looking at the completed version of the notebook file. You have a practical worksheet for today's lecture, which is bus notebook file. The bus notebook file asks a set of questions about the bus.db database file. Please try to answer those questions on your own. You can verify your answers by looking at bus-answers notebook file. Before we get started with today's lecture, I want you to do kernel restart and clear output to clear out any stale cell execution as part of the template notebook file. We are going to get started by doing a quick recap of the SQL query clauses that we learned as part of the previous lecture. Recall that we learned 5 different clauses. The first clause that we covered was from. From clause enables us to narrow down to a specific table of interest from a set of tables stored within a database. Then we learned about the select clause, which enables us to narrow down specific columns of interest within that particular table. Recall that you can mention star to get all of the column values, or you could specify specific column names separated by a comma. The next two clauses of where and limit enable us to filter rows. Where is a smart filtering which filters rows based on a specific Boolean expression mentioned along with the where clause. Limit, on the other hand, is going to apply simple filtering based on the number of rows that we specify along with the limit clause. It is recommended to do the where clause first because that will enable you to narrow down all the rows which satisfy the Boolean expression. After that, you can apply the simple filtering using the limit clause to extract specific number of rows. The final clause that we learned was the group by clause, which is very different from the other four clauses in the sense that it does not help us narrow down specific data of interest. It rather enables us to sort rows based on a specific columns ordering. The default ordering is going to be ascending. Recall that we can specify descending ordering by typing group space by and column name and then the keyword DESC. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about summarization or aggregation, which is going to enable us to compute things like count, sum, average, min, and max. We are going to learn about all of these keywords. We have already covered one example of sum. In today's lecture, we'll be covering more example queries and we'll be covering all of these other keywords. Following that, we are going to learn about the group by clause, which is equivalent to the bucketization that we have been doing so far, where we group the rows within our data set based on a specific column's value. Our bucketization is really smart in the sense that we'll be able to place a specific row within multiple buckets if needed. The group by bucketization, on the other hand, can only place one row within one bucket. The buckets are going to be called as groups. After that, we are going to learn about the having clause, which enables us to apply a specific condition to the groups. The having clause is going to be very different from the where clause. We'll learn the difference about both of those. Let's get started by doing a quick recap of the modules that we need. Recall that we have been using SQLite 3 module in order to establish a connection with the database file. So I'm going to import SQLite 3. I'm also importing pandas module with the abbreviation as PD. Recall that pandas interfaces with SQLite 3 module we are going to use pandas to execute SQL queries in order to obtain the return value in the form of pandas data frame. Recall that first thing which you need to do in order to explore a database is to invoke the connect function as part of the SQLite 3 module. This particular function takes as argument the relative path to the database file, which is going to be movies.db here. It returns the connection object instance reference, which I'm capturing into a variable called C. Recall that we have been using read underscore SQL function to execute queries. The query string is going to be the first argument, and the connection object instance reference is going to be the second argument. The return value from read underscore SQL function is going to be pandas data frame. Every time you explore a specific database, you always need to execute this query first, which is select star from SQLite underscore master. Recall that this query enables us to obtain details of various tables stored within that particular database. The database is identified via this connection object instance reference. Observe that within movies.db database file, we have a single table which is also called as movies. Once you narrow down to a specific table of interest, the first query that you might want to execute is the select star from the table name query. Recall that star allows us to select all of the columns. The table name here is going to be movies. The read underscore SQL function returns a pandas data frame. So I'm invoking the head function call on that pandas data frame by specifying 15 as argument. Recall that the head function call enables us to display the number of rows specified by the argument, which is going to be the first 15 rows here. Observe that we have various columns as title, director, year, runtime, rating, and revenue. All of you have worked with a movies dataset as part of CS220 project. That movies dataset is different from this particular database file. Couple of differences would be you don't have actor column here, and also the director column only mentions one specific director. Let me talk about the QRY function. We are going to be executing queries all throughout today's lecture. So I've defined a function called QRY, which includes two parameters. The first one is going to be SQL, and the second one is going to be something which is called as cap. The default argument for cap is going to be 10. I'm going to invoke the read underscore SQL function by specifying the SQL argument which we get as argument to the QRY function as the first argument. My second argument is going to be the variable C. Then I'm invoking the head function on the return data frame, where I mention the argument as the argument that we receive for the parameter cap here. Let's execute the first function call for QRY, which is going to be the exact same query that we just executed. The main difference between the previous version and this version is that I'm using triple double quotations. Recall that triple double quotations enable us to split a string across multiple lines that will enable us to format the query in a neat way. So we are going to review whatever we have covered as part of the previous lecture by going through some of these questions in the review section. The first question here is asking which movie has the highest rating. The parts which are significant are highlighted using the italicized red font here. Once you click on the markdown cell, you can press B on your keyboard to create a brand new code cell beneath the markdown cell. Let me type a shell format for the query execution here, which is going to be done using QRY function. I'm going to type my format as select something from something, and then I'm going to say where something, order by something, and then limit something. What do we want to narrow down with the from clause here? That's going to be the movies table. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this shell. Let's try to answer this question. This question is asking which movie has highest rating. Clearly, we need the order by clause here and we want to order by rating column. Let me go ahead and remove the where clause because we don't have to filter specific rows. Let's limit the number of rows displayed as 1 because we are interested in the highest rating. What columns do we want to select? Let's say that we want to look at the title of the highest rated movie along with the rating. The current version of this query has a mistake. See if you're able to spot it. We are getting the result as disaster movie, which is most definitely not an expected answer to this question. Observe that the rating is also really low. Why is this the case? What was the mistake? Recall that the default ordering for order by clause is going to be ascending. So if you just specify order by and column name as rating, you're just going to get the very first output based on the ascending ordering because you're limiting by one row here. So I'll have to specify the keyword as descending explicitly. Observe that we are getting the Dark Knight movie as the output, which is so much better when it comes to the highest rated movie, and the corresponding rating is going to be 9.0. Let's answer the next question, which is asking which director made the shortest movie. Clearly, we have to order by runtime column over here. What do we want to do with respect to the select clause? We want to select the director. Let me also go ahead and select the runtime over here, and I'm going to limit to one row because we want a single director who made the shortest movie over here. Once again, we do not have a need for the where clause because we're not filtering specific rows. Let me execute this query. Looks like Claude Barras is the director who has made the shortest movie, and the runtime is going to be 66 minutes over here. Let me move on to the last couple of questions. I'll let you solve the other two over here. The penultimate question in this section is asking which three movies had the highest revenue in 2016. Clearly, we need a where clause here. The where clause is going to be year equal to 2016. Recall that it is recommended to use single equal to as part of the Boolean expression for a SQL clause. Of course, double equal to will also work, but I'm going to stick to using single equal to because that's the recommended syntax for SQL. So we've written one part of the question, which is about the movies in 2016. Let's focus on the other two parts. We are asked about the highest revenue. So clearly we need to order by revenue here. We need to make sure to remember to include the descending order because we want the highest revenue. Let me include the limit clause as 3 here because we want to extract 3 movies which had highest revenue in 2016. Let's go ahead and look at the movie title, revenue, and the year over here. Let me execute this query. Observe that we are getting the correct year. I wanted to show you that is the case. I can remove the year. It's going to be redundant because the question already mentions the year as 2016. Looks like the top 3 movies which have highest revenue in 2016 are Rogue One, Finding Dory, and Captain America Civil War. Pretty much Finding Dory is the only movie that I know in this list. I like animation movies, so I've watched Finding Dory. I haven't watched the other two. I'm aware of the Captain America franchise. I've watched other movies in that franchise, but not this specific one. I have absolutely no idea what Rogue One movie is. The revenue here is mentioned in millions, so it's going to be 532.17 million for Rogue One movie over here. Let's move on to the last question as part of this section, which is asking which 3 movies have the highest rating to revenue ratio. Do we have a rating to revenue ratio column? Let's look at the entire columns within the movies table by re-executing the select star from movies query. We have a rating column, we have a revenue column, we do not have a rating to revenue ratio column. It is very easy for us to compute a brand new column using SQL based on existing columns value. Let me show you how to do that. Let's go ahead and type the rest of the query here, which is asking which three movies have the highest rating to revenue ratio. So I'm going to specify limit clause. We need the order by clause, but we do not need the where clause here. For the selection, I'm going to select title, and I'm also going to compute the rating to revenue ratio. The syntax for that is going to be very simple. You can specify the rating column and then slash for the division, and then you can specify the revenue column over here. Let me just for now get rid of the order by clause. We'll come back to that part later. Observe that you're getting a brand new column called rating by revenue. How can we rename this column? Notice that the name of the column is coming from the expression that we use to compute that particular column. You can use the as keyword and specify a specific name. Let's say that I'm naming this column as ratio. If I execute the query now, the data frame is going to contain the column indexes ratio for the brand new column that we computed. Let me paste the order by clause again. What are we going to order by here? We want to order by ratio because we want highest rating to revenue ratio, and we need descending order because we are talking about highest. Whenever you see the phrase highest as part of the question, always remember to specify DESC keyword. Observe that we are getting the top three rating to revenue movies as Wakefield, Love Rosie, and Love Song. Again, I have no idea what these movies are. I'll wrap up this video here. In the next video, we are going to start talking about summarization or aggregation.